Hey guys, been a while. I've been pretty busy, been a little bit sick past couple of days, but we're back with the 10K Club hoodie and got a message for the day. I'm going to leave this up here so you can look at it, look at my beautiful handwriting there. And look, I know it's not the best, but you're not here for art class, so look, I'll talk a bit about the message before we get into this video because I've got my notes on my phone here, but I just wanted to write something new on the board. It's been a bit out of date, my whiteboard, so I just wanted to write a message on it. I thought, hey, why not just put it here for the video? Message for the day: life is long. So really, a lot of people think that, you know, they need to get stuff done really quickly. This comes down into the whole patience thing, and they think that they need to have their life sorted out, and they think that they need to have everything done so quickly. Guys, life's a lot longer than you think. I know a lot of people say life is short, but life is so much longer than a lot of you think, and you have a lot of time. So really don't judge yourself, and just do what you can when you can, and just, you know, learn and experience things, and just take it not slowly, because, you know, you want to get as much done as you can. And I guess it's the whole thing about what Gary Vee talks about, where it's you know, micro speed, macro patience, which means you're working really hard in the day to day, but really you're patient over the long span of things. So life's long, guys. So just don't judge yourself, but work hard. That's the main thing. So we're gonna get into this into these notes here, and if you couldn't see by the title of the video, these are pretty much my biggest dropshipping mistakes. And hopefully, you know, if you guys are just starting your journey, you can at least take note of these and be wary of them, because these are things that I've had to learn through experience, because there's only so much you can learn from someone teaching you, but hopefully it'll help you along the way. So I'm going to read off my notes on my phone because I'm terrible at remembering. I also have ruined my sleeping pattern recently, so I'm a little bit tired. But we're going to get through this video. I wanted to smash out a video for you guys because it's been over a week since I've done one. So first things first, when I first started dropshipping, one of the mistakes that I made was I would run my ads for too long. And what do I mean by this? Is basically, I used to run ads at a very small budget, let's just say $5 a day. I used to run them for like 2 weeks at a time. And, you know, I might have gotten, maybe, this was like very early stages. I would run like engagement ads, so I'd get people liking my posts and whatnot. Maybe, you know, for around 1 to 2 weeks. Might get 1, maybe 2 sales max in like 1 to 2 weeks. And I just kept running them. And when I look back at that now, I thought that was such a waste of money. What I do now, I just run purchase ads, and I run them for 2 to 3 days of a budget of probably about, I guess, anywhere from $50 to $80 maybe. Sometimes, well, it'd probably be closer to about $100 a day, to be honest. Now, because I'm sort of more in the know of you know, what I'm doing with my ads, but I run them for about 2 to 3 days, and if they don't get any sales, then I just kill the ad. I just get rid of it. I don't run it for 2 weeks or anything, you know, waiting, you know, just, you know, going like this. Hopefully it'll get a sale. No, if they don't get sales, then, you know, the first 2 to 3 days, I just get rid of it. It saves you so much money in the long run. And if it doesn't get sales in 2 to 3 days, then you most likely won't be able to scale your ads anyway. Right, second one is a big one. This is coming into profit, and it is not selling the product at a high enough price point. So with dropshipping, I found if you want to factor in the profit margin for your ads, you at least want to sell it around, you know, around 3 times the amount that you're spending on the product. They're around 3 times the amount of the cost of the product. So what I mean by that is, if you buy a product for $20, you want to be selling for around $60. So this is why you need to, you know, make sure you have good supplies. This will tie into another point that I've got in a second as well. You want to make sure that you got a good product, good supplier, so, you know, good price, but you've also got a product that is valuable enough to sell it at least 3 times, you know, the amount, so that you can factor in, you know, not just cost of goods, but factor in advertisement as well, and then you'll have that extra there to play around with, and you'll end up being profitable. It'll really help you when you start scaling your ads as well. So make sure that you are charging, you know, the price of your product is at least high enough to cover the cost and give yourself some profit as well. But that 3 times rule is what I go by personally. Other big mistake that I made is not having proper order tracking for my orders. So it was okay when I very first started because I was only getting like 1, maybe 2 sales, and it didn't really matter. When you get to the point where you're pushing over 250 sales, 250 units or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it, a month, you're going to get people asking about their orders. You're going to get people asking about where they are, especially if you're working with AliExpress, if you're working with, Hyperskew, eProlo, whatever it may be, Zendrop, whatever it may be. If you're shipping it from overseas, you need to make sure that you have proper tracking system in place. You need to make sure that your customers are getting notified. The amount of emails that I get, the amount of messages on Facebook pages that I get that say, hey, I haven't had any notifications, I haven't been updated, blah, blah, blah. You need to make sure that it's set in place that as soon as your supplier can give you a tracking number, it gets sent to your customer, so your customer knows what's happening and they can track it at any time they want if they need to. So such a huge thing. If you don't have any tracking put into place, good thing is with dropshippers, with dropshipping suppliers, majority of the time they'll give you a tracking number, but it's up to you to make it so that your customers get their tracking number. It automatically goes through to them, gives them notification. It's going to save you so much of a headache later on down the track, trust me, especially when you're growing your business. People are going to want to know when their orders are, especially if it is taking, even if it's anywhere from like 12 to 20 days, I've found people are going to want to know where their order is. Now, the next one that ties into this is another mistake was working with slow suppliers. So the issue that I found with this is, okay, I'm going to use this instance with Hyperskew when I use them. They're great. Hyperskew are great. The only problem I ran into with them was, and it was more so my fault, but I had to make sure that the supplier was able to supply me with the product that I was selling. So what I mean with slow suppliers is they couldn't get the product in fast enough for me to, at the rate that I was selling them, because it was such a hot item that I was selling. This is a fitness product that I was talking about. If for those of you in the course, in the dropshipping course, you know what the product is, but I was trying to get the product in. I was selling a lot per week. I think I got up to the point where I was getting around, I think it was around 100 orders a week. I could be wrong, but I know it was close to that per week. And yeah, it was, the supplier couldn't get in the product quick enough, so there was delays in not just the shipping, but in the actual processing of the orders. It was getting to the point where it was like 10 days to 15 days before the order was processed, before they could be shipped out. And you could only imagine the amount of orders that I had and the amount of customers that were messaging, that were emailing, complaining about they haven't had any updates to their orders, and I couldn't tell them that it was on the way. I could just say that there were delays because the supplier couldn't get it in. It was basically because there was no one that had to manufacture it, at least for that supplier. They couldn't get it in from the manufacturers because they all sold out. That's how quickly all these products were selling, because it wasn't just me who was selling them. So it was also my fault for that, but you got to make sure. I ended up finding another supplier for that product that could supply, that had inventory of that certain product, and it worked out a lot better. There was, instead of being 15-day processing times, there was like 2-day processing times, and people were getting their orders in a lot quicker. So you just got to make sure that the supplier can keep up with the orders, that they know what they're doing. Again, Hyperskew was great, but for that particular product, I had to go with another supplier. Ended up going with eProlo after that, and I had a supplier who could fulfill these orders for me a lot quicker. Oh, this is a big one. Take notes, please take notes. Make sure you're on top of your customer service. Please make sure you're on top of your customer service. Make sure that you are replying to your emails, to your Facebook messages, on your page, to your comments on your Facebook posts, whatever you can. If you are getting messages, make sure you reply to them, because it's going to be hell. When you, a little side note for this, I put it on my Instagram story, I think it was yesterday. I only recently hired a VA to take care of my emails, and soon they will be taking care of my Facebook messages as well on my business page. It has freed up so much time for me, cannot believe, because the amount of people that are chasing up orders, especially for the orders that I was talking about just before that have been delayed, the amount of people that needed to be responded to, and it got to the point for me that I had to hire a VA for this, because I physically couldn't do it. It was getting to the point where there were so many coming through, even if it was just people asking for order tracking info and whatnot, There were so many messages and emails coming through from different areas that I just couldn't keep up with it. And then that's when you start getting angry customers. When people don't get responses, that's when you start getting angry customers. So I thought, okay, look, for one, I hate doing this. You know, I worked in retail myself for countless years. I don't want to deal with customer service again. You know, I know what that's like. Even if it's over email, still you got to deal with people's complaints and whatnot. So one, I didn't want to do that. And two, I just couldn't, I was getting to the point where I couldn't find the time, because not only do I have dropshipping, I have Amazon FBA, I have my education business as well. I've got to answer back students and whatnot. For me, it was just getting to the point where it was too much, and I had to hire someone else. And big weight lifted off my shoulders, and now we're on top. And we have had a couple of mishaps here and there with, because the VA, you have to teach a VA, the way that you do things, and they pick it up along the way. But now that I'm starting to get that done, it's just such a big weight off my shoulders, and I know that my customers are getting helped. If they have any questions or queries, I have someone checking everything daily. And like I said, now I'm getting them onto Facebook messages as well. So the Facebook page, that'll be sorted as well. They can do the YouTube comments, the Facebook comments on the posts, on the advertisement posts, and it'll be A-okay. So please make sure, it'll be very detrimental to your business if you don't keep on top of your customer service. I don't really hear about a lot of dropshippers talking about this. I don't know why. Customer service is such an integral part of any business, and people just say, oh, hire a VA, they'll get it sorted. You can hire a VA like what I've done, but you need to make sure that they're doing it properly. You need to make sure that they're actually helping your customers. Otherwise, customers will take down your business for sure. If you're not helping them, if you are not caring for them, if you're not making sure that they're being taken care of, your business will start to go down. Trust me, it's with any business. I've realized this, not just from working in retail myself, but now in doing e-commerce myself. Doesn't matter what kind of business you do, you need to make sure that your customer service is on point. All right, and the last one that I'm going to leave you here for today is make sure that you're selling high quality products. At least make sure that you're not selling low quality products. That's a huge thing. I remember and I've spoken about this product before, I was selling the teeth cleaner. It was a dental scaler. It's basically something that removed plaque from your teeth. You can go and check it out on one of my older videos where I actually show you guys what the product is. I show you guys the ads for it, because that was one of my first successful products. Even though it was successful, got to the point where I stopped selling it because I deep down inside did not feel good about selling this product, because I knew that it wasn't the best quality. I had ordered one myself and I was expecting something different, but I thought, look, it's not bad quality, but maybe I can still sell this, maybe it's still good enough to sell. And, when I was scaling, it got to the point where, some customers wanted returns, some customers didn't really like it, some of them it didn't work the way they expected. Now, the product did work to an extent, but it wasn't as good as what I initially thought, and I got to the point where I thought, look, I don't want to be selling bad products, because this can be very detrimental to a dropshipping business if it gets to the point where you're scaling to thousands of orders a month and you're selling like a shitty quality product. It's going to get to the point where something's going to happen. There's going to be a huge bump along the road. Could even be like a liability, like a lawsuit kind of thing, situation happening. So you have to be very, very careful, but just make sure, it's not just like a moral thing that I'm talking about. It's like, just make sure that you're giving your customers an actual good quality product. Order it yourself or order a competitor's, and see what the quality is like. The second, I guess you could call winner product, the fitness product that I got in, I actually checked the quality myself, and that's a damn good product. It's really good. So I was happy with selling that one, but the dental scaler that I was selling, I wasn't happy with that. And make sure that you're selling a good quality product, because it probably will come back to bite you if you're selling shitty quality products, especially at a higher price point and in larger quantities. It's either going to get to the point where it will start to descale, your ads will start to descale because less and less people will buy, or you might get just a whole lot of complaints and you'll have to refund a lot. Could be a loss in money as well. Just make sure that you're doing the right thing and selling as good a quality product as you can. You don't want to be selling cheap crap anyway, because it's going to be very hard to scale. But that's pretty much it, guys. There's not really many more that I can think of on the top of my head. The rest of them just comes down to making sure that you're not overspending on your ads, making sure that your ads are profitable and whatnot. But they were the main issues that I had especially when, in the learning process. I mean, I'm always learning with dropshipping, but they were the main big ones, especially when first starting. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys, but make sure to write those down, and the rest of it you're going to have to learn along the way. There's only so much either myself or someone else can teach you. The rest of it you got to learn by actually doing it yourself. Now, in saying that, before I head off, I do actually have a dropshipping course for Aussies. If you are interested, it's going to be the first link down below. I know I don't like to plug my course too much. Well, my courses now, I do have 2 of them, but you can check it out down below as well. Both those courses. There's a dropshipping one and Amazon FBA one. Dropshipping one's a more recent one, so if you want to check that out, let me know. It is on a special price at the moment. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Give me a message. I've got all my socials down below as well. Make sure to take note of that as well before you head off and do other stuff after watching this video. Life is long. Life is long. So I hope you're all doing well, and I will be trying to post more this week as well, this coming week, and keep you guys up to date. I've got a whole bunch of exciting stuff that I want to do that is coming, and yeah, hope you're doing well. Stay safe. I'll see you guys very, very soon.